Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Is It Wrong? And a very special guest today, Weapons of God. These guys were formed in 2014, right? Is that correct? Yes, correct me if I'm wrong. They consist of Steve McGowan on vocals, Leon on bass guitar. On guitar, I'm sorry. Ed on bass guitar, and Jason Hart on the drums. And they are
Armin.
Oh, see, hey, Armin, it's all the same to me.
I've been called much worse, Ray.
Harmon.
Yeah. And I do vocals too.
Harmon. And you do vocals, that's right. And Leon does vocals as well. You guys just want to run the podcast? You know it better than me, right?
I can play some great tunes for you.
Hey, there you go.
Scare your audience away.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And we also have Rochelle. Now, Rochelle, you're the band manager, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions later. Something funny. Anyways, if you don't know who these guys are, in my opinion, y'all sound like Pantera, early Ozzy, early Sabbath, and then y'all kind of got your own sound too. Just welcome Weapons of God. Guys, how you guys doing?
Doing great.
We're doing great. Thank you.
Good. Excellent.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, man. Yeah. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. And this is a live show, so people will be coming on and making comments and questions. And as they ask questions and stuff, I'll be doing this. Y'all feel free to answer them or whatever, and yada, yada, yada. Y'all ready?
Right on.
Right on.
Right.
Bring it.
Yep.
All right. So first question. Who came up with the name Weapons of God? How did that all come about?
I actually came up with it in the beginning. Started off with different band members at the time under a different name, and the band kind of fizzled. So I decided I wanted to start doing some home recordings and not worry about trying to start a band. So really, it was just me and another guy. It was only two left, so we decided just do the home recordings, and I came up with a song called "Weapons of God,"
Nice.
which is about the armor of God. And I thought, this would be a better name for the band than what we originally had. And I talked it over with him about it. He's like, I agree. So, that's pretty much how the name itself took off, was from the song Weapons of God.
Yeah, and I must say that you're...
I figure if Iron Maiden could do it and the Monkees can do it, why not,
That's right, man. That's right. Hey, and I must say that logo, that artwork with the gas mask, love that. I need to get me a shirt of that. I think I seen somebody that had a hoodie of that too, right? So do you guys make hoodies of those too? With that logo on there?
I think there is, isn't there?
Depending.
I think.
I got a jacket.
No, not happening. Maybe it's a bomber jacket or something.
Yeah, I got a bomber jacket that's got the logo from the first album that's on the back of it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you've seen those.
Yeah. How many records you guys got?
2 currently. Yep.
Cool, man.
Oh, there's a third one that came out, a compilation of the first 2 with the new Christmas song on it too.
Yeah, not a new album.
Sing it for me. Let me hear it.
Sing it, Jason.
To everybody who hates Christmas music, this one's for you.
This one's for you.
I actually listened to the whole thing. I loved it.
Yeah.
My wife comes in. She's like, "What the heck are you listening to?"
Well, thanks for making it all the way through, Ray. That's
What's
awesome.
that?
I said thanks for making it all the way from beginning to end.
Oh, dude, I love it, man. Ernie says hello. Hey, Ernie, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Ernie.
What's up, Ernie?
Rob says hello.
What's going on, Rob?
Hey, Rob Lowe.
Hey, I told Adrian that if he logged on, that if he logged on, I had a surprise for him.
Uh-oh.
And here it is. Adrian, are you ready? Here we go. Come on. Oh, yeah, baby.
That.
Nice.
No, this is my hat that Adrian gave me at our last show.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
Adrian, I'm wearing it, bro. Check it out. If you're nice, I might get you one. Nah, I won't. Anyways, so were you guys at the show when he gave me that?
No,
wasn't.
You were there, no? Yeah, we were performing and
or something on Facebook or.
yeah, we were playing and he's right in the front and we're singing and he goes, and I'm like, he goes, so I put it on and did the rest of the show with it. And then at the end of the night, he's like, dude, I want you to have it. I'm like, no.
Very cool.
And yeah, I love it, man. I love
Yeah,
it.
nice.
Now you and Larry Worley look like twins.
Well, yeah, okay.
Don't insult the host. Wait,
You know-
don't tell Larry. Don't tell Larry I said that.
Larry is actually watching right now. That's all I'm
Is he?
going to say.
Sorry, Larry. It was a joke, man.
If you know what's funny about that, I like giving Larry a hard time. Him and I are such great friends. I bust his coconuts all the time about everything. He'll be when I first asked him to be part of Sacred Warrior, I said, "Hey, bro, you want to learn? Want to be part of Warrior?" And he's like, "Yeah, maybe I can learn the songs." And I started giving him a hard time about it, right? And then one day I said, "Hey, listen, man, you don't have to worry about learning the songs." And he said, "No, why's that?" I said, "Well, I got your buddy on the guitar. What the heck's his name? His other guitar player. I know his name. Talk to him all the time."
Chris?
Anyways, wow, I can't believe it. I'm drawing a blank. Y'all, give me that
Look.
power.
Talking about Chris?
Chris Sorensen.
Maybe
Yeah,
take the hat off.
maybe. Let's see. Yeah, the other guitar player's name is Chris Sorensen.
Imaging your brain.
Anti-thinking cap.
Wait a
Maybe
minute,
that's
who-
why you forgot the lyrics.
Wait a minute. Who are you guys? Where are we at? What do we do? Oh man. Anyway, sorry guys. Sorry. That's the thing about my podcast. We get carried away. We have fun. We do whatever, right? Anyways, back to the band. So we know about the name. We know about the songs. We know how many albums. Who started the band?
I did.
Steve.
Come on, bro. Really?
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't Rochelle?
No.
No.
I came in the editing mode of the demo CD back in 2014. End of 13, beginning of 14.
Yeah.
Before the
Oh,
band even
nice.
existed.
Nice.
But yeah, Leon joined about 2016.
Somewhere
And then-
15, 16, somewhere around there, end of 15.
Yeah. And then Ed came in 2018.
Yep.
And then Jason's been with us for the last couple of years.
That's awesome, man.
Year and a
You
half.
guys all write collaboratively, or who's the main writer, or pretty much everybody?
I would say this time that we're working on a third album right now, and I'd say this time around, all four of us has got a hand in it.
That's awesome.
In writing, I mean, there's some good ideas stewing around right now.
That's good, man. That's good. You're gonna have to send me a demo or something. Where do you guys do all your recording at? In the garage.
With a
Rephrase.
tape player.
Yeah, you say that like it's a bad thing.
No,
That's some of my
because-
best work in the garage.
Hey, bro, honestly, Warrior,
Especially when no one else is around. I have a great time. I
right?
impress myself
I know,
all the
dude.
time. It's like, wow, I'm really good. Shame there's no one here to see it.
Yeah. I know, dude. It's like that for me when I'm recording a vocal track or working on writing something. I'm like in my studio here and I'm singing, I'm recording, and I'm constantly doing this. Yeah, because you know
Right.
you're your worst critic, right?
Right.
Jason,
Oh,
on,
yeah.
on drums, you got to be,
Yep.
when your own, you're like, that lick sucked or this, you're your worst critic, man. And that's, I
Yeah.
guess that's what makes it good, I guess. You know
And
what
then
I mean?
the problem is when everybody else is your critic, on top of you being your own worst critic, it makes it even that much worse.
Oh, man. I can relate. Nobody saw the magic. Aw. Oh, he also said, nice. Everybody, I guess, oh, yeah, we do all have it. Rochelle, grab your hair and put it right here for a minute. Come on, do it. There you go. Now we all got facial hair. Is it wrong?
Maybe. That's
Yeah,
a little touchy.
Actually, it's really wrong. We like you better without the without the facial hair. See, man.
Easy for you to say.
Hey, I can say it in Spanish and in Portuguese, and I'm trying to say it in English. All right, so back to the band. Who created that logo? Who came up with that logo?
Which one?
With the one with the gas mask, the one on the back of the bomber jacket.
The first album cover.
On the first, yeah, correct.
There's actually a couple variations, I think.
It was Ed?
I said there's actually a couple variations on that. That's what I said.
I got you. Ed's going.
No, Steve's picture is above me. I was pointing up to him.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Not
Steve's
Randy
like,
Rhodes.
Where am I?
No, Scott
Did
Waters created the first album cover.
Nice.
So the basic idea. There you go.
This is
Yeah.
you talking about this one?
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, I can.
Anthony Gober has those. Does Anthony
Sorry.
have those?
So it's a variation on this dude here.
Oh yeah. But that's more like the full body.
Yep.
I like the one with just the head. You know.
Yes. Same.
Adrian says, I have that shirt. Yeah, I bet you do.
So do I.
Adrian.
I actually bought 5 of them.
Oh, wow.
But not just for me. So I sent some pictures from Immortal Festival we played when we had that up, and my kids sent them to my family, and my kids were all like, I want a shirt. I want a shirt. I want a shirt.
Yeah,
so
man.
I ended up having to buy all of them the shirt. So
That's because they're so cool, man. I got to tell you, did you guys see my podcast with Rudy Sarzo?
Yes,
did not.
that was awesome.
So, Jason, you'll know what I'm talking about. We're talking about Randy Rhoads, right?
Mhm.
That guy, Rudy told me that when Randy Rhoads auditioned for Ozzy, he flew him to, I think, London or something, right, Jason? I think it was London. Anyways,
Yeah,
he flew him out there. He gets there, and the security asks him, they're like, hey, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm here to audition for Ozzy. And they're like, okay, cool. So they put him in his holding cell. Left him in there all night.
It's because he
In
didn't
the
have
morning.
his work visa.
Because he didn't have a work visa. That's right. They asked him
Yeah.
if he had a work visa. He's like, I didn't know I needed one, right? So they left the guy in there all night. And in the morning, they handcuffed him and flew him back to the States.
Wow.
Yeah.
He didn't even get to audition initially. Can you imagine that, man? You go somewhere to audition for somebody and golly, man.
Wind up locked up.
I mean, you got to think though, as a musician, you think, well, I'm not going there to work. I'm going there to play. So
Exactly.
why do I need a visa to go play?
Because you're
Especially for
getting
Ozzy
paid.
Osbourne.
Right. You guys know the Ozzy story between Sacred Warrior and Ozzy? You ever heard that?
No.
We were in the studio recording our very first album. We had blocked out like 3 months of the studio in Chicago. And like halfway through it, the owner of the studio says, hey, I got to kick you guys out for a couple of days. And we're like, what? Why? He's like, Ozzy Osbourne's going to come in here and lay down some vocal tracks on a song. And we're like, what? Really? We blocked it out. We didn't care if it was Ozzy, but we did, right? So we're like, can we like hang out here while he's recording? And they're like, he says, well, let me ask him. And Ozzy was cool with it. So we hung out there. We got to watch him sing a little bit. And then I don't remember if it was Bruce or Tony was talking with Ozzy, and Ozzy asked him what kind of music we had and all that. And long story short, I think we played He Died for Him. Ozzy got to hear it, and he's like, that's a good effing song, man. You know, but he didn't say that. He said the actual word, right? And we were like, okay, yeah. You know, but anyways, that's my Ozzy story. Oh,
Cool. I don't have any Ozzy stories.
Yeah.
Seen him live way back in the day,
yes.
but that was it. That's been a lot of years ago.
You
Yeah,
played with
I
Ozzy?
think you're.
No, saw him. I saw him live.
Oh,
so
okay.
no. I mean, he didn't ask me to play with him. I would have. I don't know what I would have played. I was like, I don't know any of the songs, dude.
You don't really?
Oh, I mean, not playing them wise, no.
Oh,
no. I've pretty much started out from the get-go. Learned a few covers early on when I first started playing. We put a band together, and I just went into my time is better spent writing. So I wanted to write music, and I had nothing against people playing covers. I love to go see bands do covers and that kind of stuff, but I just never really learned any covers. I just started writing kind of from the beginning. So there's not too many covers that I know.
Yeah. Yeah. And when, like you said, when you get busy, you're writing your own music and working on your own stuff and don't have time for covers. It seems like anymore, like Warrior or Worldview that I had or Deny the Fallen, you want to do a cover here and there, but you don't really want to spend a lot of time working on covers, But
yeah, I mean, I don't, like I said, nothing against it. And I did played some classic rock covers in the band for a while. I was playing bass, just because a drummer, actually was Weapons of God's drummer when I joined the band. He joined the band.
Cool.
Unfortunately, he passed away in 2016.
Wow.
But just before we got together with Steve, he had kind of tried to rope me into playing in a cover band. He was in like 3 different bands at the time and playing all over the place and basically working full time and banking that and paying his bills through making money playing music.
Yeah.
He asked me to join this classic rock band and play guitar in it. And I was like, yeah, not my thing. I'll have to retune and reset up all my guitars because I tune low and all this other stuff. I said, it's just really not my thing. And later on, he was like, what do you think about playing bass? And I was like, that could be interesting. So I felt like, why not expand the vocabulary and pick it up? So they sent me a list and I started putting together songs. The next thing I knew, we were gigging and making money to support my guitar playing habit. So it worked out.
Man. How many guitars you have?
Me? So interesting story. As I'm in the process of trying to
laughing, so it's got to be good.
I'm trying to unload some guitars. The wife kind of dragged me through the house just this past week and said, we're going to count guitars. So we kind of went through the whole house and including acoustics and bass guitars. We came up with a total of 30. So, and then the next day I got another one. So I traded an amp the very following day. So it's currently 31, but I've got somebody lined up to give one away to, a friend of my kids that they kind of grew up with, sort of our adopted son. He's been a friend of the family and his younger brother is interested in playing and, he's playing a little 3/4 size and wanted to spend some money and buy one. And I told him, I said, tell him, don't spend any money yet. Let me give him one and let me check it out. So I'm going to give him a guitar and an amp and get him started and hopefully it takes off.
Yeah.
So,
and you know what? He'll remember that forever.
I hope so.
Blessings like that go a long, long way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you remind me of George. George Ochoa's got 1,000 of them. What's that, Steve?
I'm an adopted son.
He wants a guitar.
I got a few guitars too, not as many as you. I have more guns than I have guitars. I'm not allowed to buy any more guns.
You have like state law. State law says if you buy any more, you now have to register as a militia.
No, I'm gonna get my arms dealer's license. Is what I'm gonna do.
There you go. I know a couple guys that have done that. Yeah, and they love to collect and buy and sell and trade and shop. So
that's what I do, man.
Well, you live in Florida, right?
Yeah, bro.
Don't you have to have at least 20?
At least.
Or wait, maybe that's Texas. My bad.
Give or take 10.
Where are you at in Florida? I thought you were in Cali.
No, I'm in Florida now, bro. We've been in Florida going on 30 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
My bad.
I love Florida. Florida.
Where at in Florida?
You know where Daytona Beach is?
I do.
We're just north of Daytona Beach. We're between Daytona and St. Augustine.
So you don't actually have a town name or?
Yeah, it's called Palm Coast.
Palm Coast, gotcha.
Yeah. And then
my oldest daughter lives in Tampa, so.
Oh yeah, she's on the other coast.
Yeah, I try to get down there, when we can. We haven't been since last year, around April probably. So. Yeah,
it's nice down here. And Rob Rock, he's in Daytona. We go out to lunch and stuff. He's a good dude.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
He's a good guy. All right. Anyways, back to the band.
We can talk some more about my guitars if you want.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because if you guys know my podcast, I try not to make it all about the music. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like to get to know people and have a good time and cut. You know what? I was going to say something about Stephen Rochelle. I might as well say it now. I already know the answer because we talked about it on that live thing we did for the Immortal thing. But I'm sure everybody and their mother who doesn't know you guys thinks you guys are married, right?
Yep.
I asked you that. I asked you guys that.
I think we all thought it initially as well. I thought it for a long time, even when I was in the band, and then they had to explain it to me. I was confused.
Adrian said I had a couple of arms, but I need them to do everyday things.
I thought Rochelle had some kind of brother husbands thing going on there.
Right? Right.
They sat Leon down and said, Leon, we've got some very heartbreaking news for you, Leon. We're not married.
Leon, don't cry. Do not cry.
No, I
Don't cry
won't.
on my show. Hey, Ed, let me say something.
Yeah.
Ed, be quiet, okay? You're talking too much. Are you the quiet guy? Did you take your triactin today?
Oh, tell them about
They don't know about that.
Y'all don't know about triactin?
I know you were
Triactin.
talking about it while I was trying to fix my audio because I saw you holding up the.
All right.
I
So
saw you holding up the logo, but I don't know what it's about.
Triactin
Larry-
was some kind of medication.
yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Larry Worley, him and I were doing a live podcast one day, and I told him, man, I'm tired today, yada yada yada. And he goes, hey, bro, he goes, did you take your triactin today? I'm like, what the heck is that? And he goes, triactin like a man. So I use that on so many of my podcasts. Hang on. I use that on a lot of my podcasts. So we had a show that we did. I don't know. Well, it was the last Immortal show, actually.
In
Who
July.
doesn't know about triactin? That's right, Adrian. So we did the show. We played Immortal Fest. And when we were doing the meet and greet, some dude came up and brought me a box of these cups that he had made for me called Triactin Like a Man. So I gave one to all the band members. So now we all
Nice.
have coffee cups that say
Nice.
Triactin Like a Man.
Very cool.
And
Nice.
do you guys know who Dino Elefante is?
Who?
Dino Elefante from the band Kansas.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so him and George, they're kind of working on stuff together right now. Anyways, when he saw the triactin thing, he goes, yeah, it's on the shelf next to the grower set.
Oh, Nice.
All right.
nice.
Ernie, I love that one. Yeah, that's right, Ernie. You heard that one a million times, bro.
Good joke, man. Tell it again.
David said Ray started collecting hats at Immortal Fest. Yeah, right. How you doing, David? Oh yeah, he can't talk back anyways. Okay, so back. Let's talk about your guitars for a minute. When did you start playing guitar? How old were you?
When I was initially I started playing probably about 6th grade. My brother wanted a guitar, and my father, I actually went with him and my father when I was real young to buy a guitar. I still have it. It's a 62 Domino Baron and a Fender 66 Fender Blackface Champ. That I still have. And I plunked around on it more than he did, but I didn't really start playing. Well, a few years later, when I started really wanting to play, I wanted a guitar, and my parents kind of had that. Well, we tried that with your older brother, and he didn't play it, so we're not going to spend that money and make that same mistake again. So play his. So I noodled around with his a little bit. Again, it was one of those old Domino guitars, Japanese made, Tiesco style deals. Wasn't getting the sound I wanted. And so I worked. I did some painting and things like that in school for people, did jacket paintings and portraits and things like that, made some money and saved up, bought myself a guitar. And the first one I bought was actually a Palmer Strat that I promptly took into wood shop at school and routed the body out and put an EMG active pickup in it and new like a Kaler style tremolo in it, and not knowing anything about what I was doing other than it looks like it should go here. So I still have that guitar as well. And
That's great.
just from there, it just became. I'm mostly a big fan of cheap guitars. I like to get them cheap. Same
Not
thing with
necessarily cheap quality, but cheap price, right?
absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
or
yeah.
something that somebody says it's broken and I can't make it work, so I'll get it cheap that way and then fix it. So I do my own setups, my own electronic work, all that stuff, just kind of a hobby thing. And it just went from there. It's like, hey, I don't have one in this color. I think I'll get that one. Oh, there's one. It's a little slightly different body style. Let's get one of those.
Yeah.
For a long time, I cycled them out and played them all, but now I got more than I think I can keep up with. So I gotta pass on the gift. So
All right. Well, hey, we have somebody else that's finally going to join us. You've been slacking you already. It's my twin brother.
Larry.
What's up, Larry?
Larry, they fought me hard. They're like, no, we don't want Larry on here, man.
Got
Nice hat,
got
by
the
the
hat
way.
going on.
Hey, all right, I'll catch y'all later.
Yeah. Oh,
Stick around.
man. Yeah, stick around. You might learn something about guitars here, Larry.
I feel like
Uh,
I feel like I should go get my hat.
do it, bro. Do it, because we're going to talk to Ed for a minute here
I think
Hey,
that's where
Ed.
Steve just went.
to get his hat. Does he have one of these bad boys?
Yeah, similar.
Oh man, come on. Hey, I know who's been taking their triactin. Come on.
That were triplets.
Okay.
Hey, Leon, you should just
Except-
tell Natalie that you're starting a charitable organization called Adopt a Guitar, and that's why you have so many of them. You got to have,
Dude,
they got to have good homes, and
Yeah,
you can't
I-
just give them away or sell them to just anybody.
No, I can't. You're right. Because like I said, if they were just going to wind up thrown down in the street somewhere, then I'll just keep them.
Right.
I'll get them out, play them here and there, put new strings on them every few years.
Yeah, man. But Ed,
So you got
how,
some bases you can throw Ed's way.
there you go. Yeah, you did say you got a bass. How long you been playing, Ed?
Let me see. I started playing guitar when I was 15. Stuck with that for about 5 or 6 years. But I'd always been drawn to bass. And when I saw Gene Simmons hammering on that Gibson, big old fat cables instead of strings, I had to go there. So
Yeah.
my first bass was a very humble one. It was a Hondo 2 precision bass copy. Really nice bass. I still have it to this day. I wore out the frets. Made it fretless. I'm a big advocate of ESP. I've got 2 of them, and they're really, really sweet. Yeah, it's been fun. I just Thunderfingers. I mean, a couple of my favorite bass players are Steve Harris, John Entwistle, Getty, of course. He's a bowler.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
Gene
awesome,
Simmons. He's really good too. He's very underrated.
He really is.
Gene Simmons is a lot better than people give him credit for.
You know, I saw a video, I think it was yesterday, and it was like an old one when they were not in their makeup.
Yeah.
And it was kind of an acoustic set. And I'm trying to think of which song they were doing. I can't remember, but
Is that the one where they did that reunion with Ace and Peter?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Before they did the reunion tour. Yeah.
Yep. And I was pretty impressed because I'm like, he's moving. He had a lot of movement in his hand, and he was singing, and I'm like, wow.
The bass line of that song called "Going Blind." That's a good. Listen to that one. It's called "Going Blind."
Yeah.
Nice bass riff on that.
Oh, that's cool. I grew up watching Kiss, and I was like, I actually saw Kiss and Van Halen live together years ago when I was a kid. I thought Van Halen blew him away, but visually, Kiss was like, just like last year or a couple years ago, we were watching TV, my wife and I, and Kiss, they had a live show on TV, and I stood up in front of that TV and I'm like singing, and my wife's like, look at you, man, you're like a little kid. And it's like, you know what? You grow up as a kid listening to Kiss, and it's like, man,
Yeah, it stays with you.
Yeah, it really does. And Jason, let me see. You got about 3 drum kits, right? Oh, we can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
I had my mute button on. No, I actually only have one kit. I've got an electronic kit at home that I use to practice on and record some demos and actually lay down like real drum tracks and things like that in conjunction with things like Superior Drummer 3. But I also play guitar, bass. I try not to sing. I used to be as good of a singer as you were, Ray.
Yeah. What
But
happened?
I hit that one note as I was singing along, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was perfect. Now I know how Ray feels all the time, and I just got to feel it for that 1 second. No, I'm a terrible, terrible singer.
Yeah,
And
you had me
these-
going, Jason.
Yeah, at least 3 of these other squares can attest to the demos that they've listened to of me. They're like, man, yeah.
They're like, yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
So I play a lot of different stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily call myself a drummer, as at least 3 of these other squares would attest.
Yeah.
But
they wouldn't call you a drummer. Is that what you're saying?
oh no, there's a guy who plays drums.
A lot of things I'd call
sometimes.
you, but not to your face.
Oh man.
So I mean, the good thing is when I have an idea for a song, I can actually take it from start to finish and play all the instruments and things like that, and put it together at least to give everybody a good idea of what I'm going for. But
yeah.
I always try to leave things pretty wide open to say, this isn't my song. It's really just a gift. So put your stamp on it. Let just make it yours. Make it sound like you, and just have some fun with it. I'm not really close-fisted on very many things.
Yeah.
Well, now that you said that, Jason, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know that I've got some changes for those 4 songs we've been working on.
And by the way, you're out.
Some whole new ideas.
Right. We're bringing in a drum machine.
Yeah.
Bro,
I have several of those.
Leon, I didn't expect that on my podcast, bro. Wow. Just like Jason.
Well,
hey,
it had to be done.
You guys know Larry is a great vocalist, right? Also, you guys know who Fear Not is, right?
Oh
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you guys? Yeah. So Larry, man, when I used to listen to him, going, wow, I love that guy's voice, man. And now I listen to him, and I'm like, don't sing, bro. Just play guitar. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm kidding. Something like Fields of Sorrow.
Hey, he's like right there, right? He's right there, right?
Oh, that's
he can hear you. Yeah, he can hear you.
Hey, let me tell you guys something. I was before you logged on, Larry. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was talking about Chris Sorensen, but I couldn't remember. I know him like I know you, but I'm like, yeah, I was giving Larry a hard time about joining Warrior and telling him, hey, don't worry about the songs. We got Chris on standby.
Yeah.
Oh man. But listen, y'all. Listen, everybody watching. Everybody watch. Look at me right here. Look. Larry gives it back to me. It's not just me. He gives it right back. I sent him a song yesterday, and I go, listen to this song. It's me with Worldview, not with Sacred Warrior. I go, listen to this song, and then call me back. So we had just mixed one of the songs that we've been working on for 2 years or whatever. And I send it to him, and he calls me back, and I'm like, so what'd you think? He's like, well, he goes, that's 6 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
But it was really good. It's a really good song.
Oh man, so I could dish it out and I could take it too, but he's the king of dishing it out too.
As it should be.
We'll tell you guys. Well, since we're talking about that, you guys got any horror stories between you guys, like funny stuff or anything, or
horror stories?
You have a practical joker in the band at all, or no? Funny guy.
I'm
Yeah,
way too
Hey,
serious
thanks for
for
joining
that.
us on this podcast. Have a good night. No, I bet Ed's a big prankster, aren't you?
I mean, you're going to ask that after I just fired Jason live on your podcast?
Oh,
Well, the fact that I stuck around Leon has got to be a testament.
There you go.
I'm at least going to finish this interview.
How do I turn that off?
I think Jason
man.
and Ed are probably they both like to tell a lot of jokes in between both of them.
Yeah.
yeah, dad rhymes with bad.
Oh, dad jokes. I am the king of dad jokes.
Yep.
But my kids don't even laugh anymore. It's
Do they just look at you like they're wondering about you?
yeah, like wow, dad's
They
getting
look
up
like
there.
you're like
Hey,
you're
geez.
some
Yeah,
species of
senility
the meat
setting
there,
in. Yep.
like some strange germ in a glass. What is that? What are you
So
talking about?
do you have a dad joke keyed up, Ray?
No.
Go ahead, Ray.
Ah,
No, but I do
Fire
have
out.
something really funny I want to share with you guys. My grandson, Amari, he's 2.5 years old. And I could put him on camera right here, right now, and he can have a full conversation with us. The guy is so smart. So because we're getting ready to move to our new home, my house is kind of in shambles. You can't tell by looking in here, but we're living out of boxes right now. We're moving in next weekend, right? So we go to my daughter's for Thanksgiving. And you walk into her house and the kitchen and everything's here. And then all the way at the other end of the house is like the wet bar area. And we're all hanging out. It's, we're an hour into it. And my grandson's over by the wet bar. And he goes, "Hey, Pop, come here." So I go by him and there's these 2 huge dishes with cookies on them. And he goes, "You want a cookie?" And I'm like, "You want a cookie?" And he looks back to see where my daughter is, and she was way on the other end, and he's like, yeah. So I go, okay, I gave him a cookie, and I took one, and he grabs a cookie, and he's like, takes a bite of it like this, and he keeps looking back, and I go, is that what we're doing? And he goes, yeah. So we sat there, and we ate the cookies, right? So we get all done, and here's the funny part, and I'll tell you what it is, then I'll tell you why. So we get all done, and he goes, "Hey, Pop," he goes, "You want to do a shot?" The reason that's so funny is because we're Mexican and we said when we get together, we'll do a shot as a celebratory thing, but he'll do like 7-Up or something, and he's like, "You want to do a shot?" And I just lost it. It was
Right on.
I know it sounds worse than it is, but it was hilarious.
we just got one over on Mom. Here we go.
It's
Yeah.
that time, Amari. Go get your shot glass.
Yeah, exactly, man.
We're going to line them up and knock them down.
Oh, man. Oh.
He's only
Michelle.
2.5. It's all right. You'll learn.
Yeah, bro. That kid is so smart, man. He'll say he will talk your ear off, man. It's like, wow.
I love that.
Yeah. Scott said that's hilarious. It is very hilarious.
That's Steve's son.
That's
This
Scott
is-
Munson.
Scott, where'd Scott go? Right there, Scott.
Yeah.
Oh.
that's Scott.
Hey, what's up, Scott?
Really?
Hey, Scott.
Everybody say hi, Scott. Hi, Scott. Hello.
Hi, Scott.
Wait, Scott, you're Steve's son? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's cold.
I'm just
Do you
playing.
remember
man.
the last interview we were talking about his grandson that's 13 playing guitar? Well, that's his son.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can't say no grandkids when he wants a shot. Oh man.
That's for sure.
Oh man. All right. Anyway, so
As for any stories, we played at this event like maybe 5-6 years ago. It was a blessing of the bikes, and
Oh
Oh,
boy.
yeah. Oh, boy.
this show was planned for like months, and the guy that was promoting it, he was making it all like it was going to be a big ordeal. All these bikers going to show up. It was at the Indian bike shop there. In what part of Kentucky was it? Was that like Erlanger?
Crittenden? Is it
Yeah,
Crittenden?
it wasn't too far into Kentucky, right off 75.
Maybe. We get there and we set up and everything, and the bike shop is closed. This is on a Sunday, and it's like, why are you having an event at a bike shop when it's closed on a Sunday? It's
And there's like 12 people
105
there.
degrees outside.
One tree.
Oh,
Parking lot.
105 degrees.
That's not the
No
best.
shade.
No
I
shit.
And-
I had to
Yeah.
constantly walk around to the west side of the building in order to get into the shade because it was killing me hot.
Oh, it was
Sitting in your truck with the air condition blowing, look at the temperature outside at 105, kind of hot and humid.
Oh yeah.
Are you ready? You ready for the best part?
20 bikers showed
Yeah.
up. 20,
We were
20 bikers
swarmed
showed
by
up.
lots of little friends with red eyes, cicadas.
Then the cicadas.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
as soon as we started playing, as soon as the music started, the cicadas came out and literally swarmed on us.
Oh,
It's
it was
your
awful.
headbangers.
Yeah, we had cicadas hanging out on the microphones, on the guitars, on our clothes, all over. And then when we stopped playing, they'd kind of disappear. As soon as we start playing again, they'd come right on back.
Oh wow,
So
man.
it was quite an event. I think
I'm
I
trying
wore
to
a towel on my head the entire show. It was so hot.
Yeah.
It was so sweltering out. I'm surprised none of us passed out.
Yeah.
Oh, we were like heat stroke after
It was unbelievable.
I'm trying to
They were
think of
sucking
the
down water like
cicadas.
crazy.
We cut that set short too. We actually skipped a couple songs and was like, we gotta get over this so we can go find some water and some cool wet air.
Oh,
So,
Fear Not has that
it was
problem,
rough.
except it's opposite.
Who's that? Fear not. What's
Fear
that?
Not has that
People
problem,
leave.
except it's opposite. Yeah.
The cicadas
They
leave.
hang around. They're hanging around. Then when we start playing, they leave, and then we stop.
Hey, I've been there, man. I feel your pain.
Oh man. Is that the same when the people leave? Because like when Warrior plays, the people leave.
So basically, yeah, we played and we guzzled down gallons of water and just tried to make the best of it.
So where were they coming from? Just like trees or
Oh,
and they go
everywhere,
where?
yeah.
Where they go to?
It was during one of those cycles, like that 17-year cycle. There's a brood that came out, and we hadn't really seen a whole lot of them, and they weren't really evident when we got there, other than you hear them here and there. But I think because of the
2 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago,
the vibration and everything draws them in apparently. So it was like as soon as we would strike a note, man, here they'd come, and they were landing all over us.
They converged on us.
That's actually really cool if you think about it.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, man.
They were on our head, our
get that on
faces,
video?
our arms, our instruments, everywhere.
Microphones.
Yeah, it was crazy.
They were talking about that around here, wasn't it? Like this past year, there were supposed to be millions of them, and we hardly seen any at all.
Yeah. They like to hype it up until it doesn't happen, and then you don't hear anybody say anything about, oh, well, we were wrong. I mean, how many times you see the weatherman come on and say, sorry about all that weather terrorism I presented to you last night. It didn't end up snowing at all, and it's 60 degrees.
Oh,
we're in Ohio, so we get that. It's like the weather, you go outside one day and it's winter, and then the next day it's spring, and then it's fall, and then it's winter again, and you get that
summer
in between seasons. So
yeah. We have a saying here in Florida. It rains here just about every evening, and then it stops. It's like, welcome to Florida. If you don't like the weather, stick around. It'll change in a minute.
Yeah.
But we don't get we had like a major cold freeze this week. It got down to like the 40s, man. I mean,
ooh,
yeah.
Wow, man.
I think it was 19 here this morning.
19?
Here, this morning when on my way to work.
Yeah.
19, baby.
It's been pretty chilly out the last few days.
Your cars actually start?
It was like
42,
42 here this morning. And I got to ride my bike into work. So
where are you at, Larry?
Oklahoma.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry, that was a Texas joke.
Oh man, John says it's
14. John's at 14. I feel for you, brother. So the older I get, the more I hate it.
Oh, I'm telling you, man.
I like the snow, but man, I don't like the cold. So
yeah. Well, they say it warms up a little bit when it snows, right? But warming up from 15 to 20 is not really warming up.
No, you're right.
Not in my book, anyways, man. Oh man, what's the craziest interaction you ever had with someone on the road?
The raciest?
Craziest, not raciest.
Oh.
Come on, what do you think this is?
Come on, Ed.
Is it wrong?
Raciest. What?
Family-friendly
Would
podcast
people
here.
mention
We're the
this?
one doing shots for the 2-year-old.
Lightspeed says go back to retirement, go back home, retirement, go home, retirement, go home. What does that even mean?
Back to the retirement home. I think he's calling us old.
Oh,
Craziest.
bro. Are you saying that we're old? Wait, who is this?
saying there, whippersnapper?
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn! Get off my lawn!
I think you're my neighbor.
Get off my lawn.
Oh,
Crazy
God.
interludes.
Oh,
Let's think
man.
about that. Anything come to mind, guys? Crazy stuff?
And it's being put on the spot. It's hard to think of it. You know, as soon as this thing's done, we'll be like, oh yeah, there was that one. Oh, never mind. It's like being in the garage and getting that perfect nail and that perfect performance when no one's around. And then you find out you forgot to hit record.
Oh, bro. Listen to this. My wife does these paint parties, right? Where she'll go to different venues on their slow nights and set up and teach people to do paint parties. And you got to pre-register online and she's selling them out all over the place, right? But the difference is, you guys ever heard of painting with a twist? Where you go to the room, you sip on some wine, you do a painting, you got an instructor. Well, my wife does that, but we call hers incredible paint parties, where while she's doing that, I'm DJing. And I'm going up to people and I'm dancing and I'm doing. And we had a show at this place called Uncorked. It's a wine bar. Get all done. We did at the end of the night when people are done painting, they take their paintings and they do this runway model dance, right? They spin around. We have the killerest dance that night. And my wife's there. We get all done. I said, let me see the video. And we're looking and she's like, forgot to hit record.
Oh, bummer.
She uses all those for advertising. Yeah. But, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I can't think of any too crazy interactions on the road. I mean, we visited Uranus.
Yeah.
The Fudge Factory on Route 66. It's a real place.
Uranus.
Was it dark?
It was dark and it had some nuts in it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man.
And candy corn, too. So.
Yeah, that's a cool place, man.
It's actually a destination.
I know.
If you're anywhere around it, I mean, they really lean into it. Not only do they have some good products and stuff to sell, but there's just a whole bunch of stuff to do while you're there. And of course, the Uranus Fudge Factory. I mean, you can get miles of usage out of that one.
Oh,
yeah. I was a little disappointed. I wanted to see an actual factory, and they had lots of fudge, but there wasn't any fudge being made, at least not in view in public.
Hey, does anybody know?
I'm not sure what they were doing behind the scenes, but
you don't get to see how the fudge is made. Makes you wonder.
That's right. Is it wrong?
And if you buy something, when you leave, they say, "Thank you for picking Uranus."
Well, when you see a billboard, billboard that says the best fudge comes from Uranus, you know that you got to check this place out.
Yeah, I will. Definitely will. Anybody know who Lightspeed as God is? Anybody know this guy?
No idea.
Right, that's okay.
Obviously, he's a fan.
Yeah, no doubt.
They must be weak. Said Todd.
Walter be in the house. Look out for your candy corn and chocolate peanut.
Yep.
Hi, Walter.
What is spontaneous?
It was spontaneous, Scott. We were just driving and we kept seeing the billboards, and God, we were making jokes. You get miles and miles of jokes just from the billboards. And of course we were like, okay, we got to make a detour. We got to stop and see what this is all about. So we did.
Yeah, they have 100 miles in either direction on the interstate there. It's almost impossible to miss. It's like if you try to miss the exit, your car wants to actually start self-steering.
All right, so here's $1 million question.
You're stopping.
How was Uranus?
I didn't get any fudge. I had some Laffy Taffy, but I didn't get any fudge. I'm not big on fudge packed at Uranus.
You're missing out, Leon.
Well, you would know, Jason.
Oh,
And this
Promise
is
that I'm gonna
this is how interviews go off the rails.
Yeah. I take it you've been there more than once, right?
Now you know what I deal with.
He loves
only
going there.
need
He
to
loves
be-
getting his fudge
Yeah,
packed.
There you go.
Michelle's like, imagine trying to herd these cats on a daily.
All right. Elevate your diction, guys. There's a female on the screen.
yeah, the
Oh,
atmosphere
we're
is
just
getting
talking
weird.
about chocolate, right? I mean,
Oh, look at Uranus.
is it wrong? I mean, Rochelle, you have anything to say about this conversation? She's crying over there.
She's pleading the fifth.
Now you know what I deal with all the time.
Oh man, you know what? Y'all are my kind of guys, though. Larry, and I, we're like that all the time. We're cut ups.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
I would tell you a funny story I did to him first time we ever played out together and Deny the Fallen, but I'm not gonna share that. You know what I'm talking
share
about,
it.
Larry? Share
I'll
it.
share it. So
All
I
right.
was gonna say Larry can share it.
So,
Go for it.
Go ahead, Larry. Go ahead.
So this is the first
Lay it
time.
out.
It's immortal, the second immortal, right? The second immortal, but in Immortal 2, the first immortal out of that too, right? And so it's my first show with those guys, and they're like, we're gonna get an Airbnb, so just come on out and we'll get you to the Airbnb. So I'm like, cool. So we're all hanging out, and we have dinner and do our thing, and I think it was the next morning. We're all getting up and around and all, and drinking our coffee and everything. And Ray's always up early, so Ray goes up and he gets in the shower, and he takes his shower and he comes out, and I'm just like standing there by this corner in the kitchen, and we're just talking, and he comes out in a towel. And he's like, oh, man, Larry, good morning, man. It's so great to see you. And he goes to give me a hug and drops the towel. And I'm like, oh!
Yeah, I'm out.
But I was wearing shorts.
He was wearing shorts. So he was like, uh-huh.
Oh,
I told him, I said, dude, I'm probably not going to see you for a while again, man. I'm like this. I'm like, come here, man. Go like that, and the towel drops. And he's like, oh, okay.
okay.
He refuses to share a room with me anymore.
Full frontal nudity.
Oh, man. Anyways.
Anyways,
All right.
back to our
I'm
regularly
right there with you,
scheduled
Marshall.
programming.
I'm trying to.
Hey, did you
What?
ask them if they've got any recordings coming up or any shows coming up? Did you ask
Not
that
yet.
already?
He didn't ask. We talked
did
about
not.
it a little bit. We don't have anything really on the schedule show wise. We purposefully kind of did not schedule anything for the next little while because we are writing again, and we want to make sure we can focus and spend some time on that. Trying to spend some time right now. So we've got things in the mix. I've got a bunch of material from over the years, and Jason's got a ton of material from over the years. Steve's got material from over the years, and we're kind of putting just kind of some hybrid songs together here and there, and just kind of getting things going. And so far, so good. It
Cool.
feels really good to be writing again. So looking forward to getting all that stuff done and hopefully recorded and then have a release date for you, and all the other stuff that comes along with that. But it'll be sometime, hopefully next year.
Nice.
So that
So,
kind of answers
good question.
my question that goes along with that. I was going to ask if this is all you guys did full time, but if you're not doing shows and all that, so you obviously have real jobs.
No, I got a real job. Yeah, we've got real jobs.
What do you guys all do? Steve, what do you do?
I work at GE Aerospace. We make jet engine parts for the Boeing jet engines.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
You're the ones that have been crashing and failing and
That's maintenance issues. Those are maintenance issues.
And you're the inspector on those, right? I get it. Yeah.
Steve, I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying we're blaming you.
What about you, Leon? What do you do?
I've worked at the same company for almost the last 28 years, going on 29 years. For about 27 of those years, I was logistics manager for a specialty chemical company that does extracts and aroma chemicals for the food and beverage industry. And about 2 years ago, I changed kind of into my dream job and became the site IT guy. So I've always dabbled with computers anyways. And one of those guys that kind of, I figured whatever I was going to do, I'm doing it to support my family. So I'm going to be good at it.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of computer building and stuff like that on the side. So I tried to promote one of my guys into a supervisor's position on my team. And instead, the site manager said, "Nah, we're going to make you the site IT contact project manager, and we're just going to give him your old job." So it was kind of unexpected, but I've settled into it, and I really dig it. I like doing that kind of stuff anyways. So
yeah,
That was a God
it
thing.
works out pretty good.
yeah, totally, Larry. Totally a God thing. What about you, Ed?
Yeah, agreed.
What about you, Ed? What do you do?
I'm a CDL Class A holder. I've been driving a rig. I work for a company called Spears Transfer, and sometimes I pull an overnighter, and most of the time, thankfully, I'm in my own bed at night. No,
Oh, that's
I've been driving. I've been a CDL for about 14 years now,
Wow.
so it keeps me out of trouble.
Yeah. My nephew, my nephew and his stepfather and a real good friend of mine are all truck drivers too. Lean Van. You guys know who this is? Lean Van Rana right here.
No,
I'm sorry?
but hi, Lane, and hey, what's up?
This guy, I just did a podcast with him last week. I didn't mean to cut you off, Ed, but he's in Brazil. He's a big time
Hey, Lean.
over there.
How are you,
Real
buddy?
good guy, great voice. The way I first met him, he sent me a cover that he did of a Sacred Warrior song, and he was hitting it, man. I'm like, wow, that almost sounds like me, man. You know, it's really good. But
Great singer.
glad you're on here, buddy.
Cool.
Anyways, so yeah, and so I have a nephew and his stepdad, and then one of good friends of mine are all truck drivers, you know. So I know about that. Yeah.
Makes Ed a really good travel companion. So he knows all the roads. So I drive and he navigates.
Nice.
It really works out well.
Yeah, glad to help. We have a lot of interesting discussions.
Sure.
Yeah, those road trips, those long road trip discussions are sometimes funny, sometimes intense.
Insightful.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. How about you, Jason?
I'm a hot air balloon pilot, but I'm afraid of heights, so business is not very good. No, I'm just kidding.
He operates an elevator.
You work
He's actually a fudge packer at Uranus.
We're having a great day, right?
I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Can we back that up and erase that? Is this?
Yeah, let me rewind it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I apologize.
Gonna need
what about you, Jason?
severe editing on that one.
God bless the pygmies in the game.
Dude, there's no editing on this. This is live.
Yeah.
There is no editing.
Actually, Jason is a dental floss salesman from Montana.
Yeah, sink your teeth into that one. So, I've been in IT.
Lord, why me?
Hey, you asked for this, Ray.
You asked for it.
I love it.
Man.
I love it. I love
No,
it.
I've been in IT for pretty much all my career. I've done a lot of project and program management, a lot of acquisitions, divestitures, things like that. So worked for myself, worked for other companies. Right now, I'm actually a real employee of a real company as opposed to just kind of hiring myself out. But yeah, so
nice. Larry, what do you do? As if I didn't know.
I am an operations manager of parts for a heavy equipment company.
Nice. It's fun.
Excellent.
It's always fun managing people, isn't it?
Sometimes.
Hey, and you know what? And I'll be honest, I am absolutely blessed with the guys under me. I for the longest time, it was me. It was just me, and the company began to grow and grow and grow and grow, and I finally got some people to help, and I can actually do my job and not have to worry about other parts of that whole business, and they handle it way better than I ever could, so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm blessed.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I've been through that too, and it is definitely a blessing to have people that can get things done and that share your motivation. I've seen both sides of it, and when you got a good crew, man, it makes all the difference.
You bet.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I'm a construction manager for the second largest builder in the country. We have a great team. We have a great team too, man. When people work together and when you respect one another, you get a lot more done, man.
Yep.
So that's a beautiful thing. Rochelle, what do you do for a living besides manage these guys?
She tries to manage us.
What?
I work for a construction company, and
Really?
I take care of the books. And as the projects are finished, I make sure that everything is completed, that the financial side of it is finished, completed, and in the books.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's really neat to see how we all kind of do different things in life, and God pulls us all together, right?
Right.
We could form our own company right here. We've got everybody we need.
True. Let's do it. I vote Larry be the president, and Rochelle be the manager. All those in favor?
I second the motion.
All those that oppose? Anybody oppose? All right. Brian. What's up, Brian? Brian's a little late. We are not going to repeat everything, Brian. Sorry, but we love you, buddy. Oh, man. Anyways.
Yeah, we joke about Rochelle. She's not only our manager, she's our bookkeeper. She's our
grandmother.
Accountant.
Yeah. Grandmother. Grandmother.
Grandmother. We have a crew ma. That's what we call her.
Well, it was funny because as of this spring, I didn't know I was doing this, but Dorn announced on Facebook that I was on his board, so I'm also his bookkeeper too.
There goes the money.
Yeah, right.
Profits out the window.
It's gone. From the walk account,
especially how can you say no to someone that speaks like this, and you can hear these little things when she speaks. Go ahead and say something.
No.
you like whistle when you speak. You're like, yes, I'm just this special person that manages the band. I don't know if it's your mic over there, Steve, or what, but I love it. In case y'all haven't noticed this, I like giving people a hard time, but I can take it too. I'm in the Philippines and there is no cold here. Ha ha ha. The driving here is crazy and less accidents, but he used rated gas. Yeah, less accidents there, but there's never survivors when y'all have them. I heard that. How can we only see Leon's head? It's like disappearing.
Leon's dissolving through the brick wall.
Dude, are you on psychedelics, bro? Oh, he got his hat.
It's amazing.
He's working on this hat.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about one of those weird stories that happens like when you're playing live or whatever?
And that's horrible.
I do. I want to talk about it.
Lay it out.
He can actually do that live and not just on camera. And it's weird
He
because
can
you see
disappear?
him flicker in and out, and you still hear his guitar, still hear his vocals, but you can only see like half of his head. And then a shoulder disappears. And when I look at it from behind, like, man, this is really freaking me out. It's throwing me off. So,
Ray.
Hey,
Ray.
Yeah.
When there's a lot of fog effect on the stage, Leon just loves that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've had some guys running the smoke machines before taunt me with it because
Nice.
it's just
Yeah,
something that
Well, especially
Never
because
change.
Leon
They
doesn't have a
smothered him.
filter in a lot of cases, so
I say what I think,
he
brother.
could just he won't just like bear it.
Larry's
Like,
got a new hat.
too much fog, guys.
Right, right.
So what do you think they do? They're sitting there mashing on the button.
Of course. Oh, that's too much. Here, how do you like that? I'll put more on there. You
Yeah,
guys
that's
ever heard of the band?
It's pretty
You
much how
ever
it
heard of
goes.
You ever heard of the band
That,
Vicious
that
Rumors?
happened when we played at Chains and Chains Festival in 2020.
Yeah.
They had the smoke screen going, and it would just kept shooting, kept going up on Leon's side of the stage.
Love it.
And after we got done with the song, he was like, "Hey, can you chill out on the fog machine?" while it happened? The button
Yeah,
got
they did go a little overboard with it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
See, if I
they
was
said
a dog guy, I'm like, could you just take a step back and everything could be fine?
Right,
if I could move the microphone with me, I would do that. But they said the button got stuck on the machine, and I was like, yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
Sure,
let's
No,
go
his
outside
finger
and
got-
discuss that stuck button.
His finger got stuck on the button on the machine.
Right, like that. It was just there. Couldn't get it away.
Oh. Hey, you guys heard of the band Vicious Rumors?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I know, Brian. I know Larry has. Anybody else? This guy right here, Brian Allen, good friend of mine, vocalist. for Vicious
Amazing
Rumors.
singer.
What's
Great,
up, Brian?
yeah, great
Brian.
vocalist.
That guy can
Yeah.
sing.
Yeah, in fact, he's the one that introduced me to Todd LaTorre. So, Brian, hope you're doing good. I'm glad you're joining us, bro. A little
man.
late. You missed out on all the fun, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here now, anyways.
I got a chance to talk to him while Ray added me in on a call when he was talking to him, so I got to chat with him for a while, man. And that guy just cracked me up, man. I was like, he's a very funny dude.
read what he just said. He said he told the fog machine guy he'd kick him in the coconuts. Except for Brian. Brian doesn't have a filter either. Oh, man.
Hey, Leon, you got
I
some
think
interesting
Leon-
backgrounds behind you.
Thanks,
Tape
man.
on the button works.
That's the first time I've ever actually played with this thing. This camera is
Hey, Steven.
generally disabled.
The one before you with the grand piano looked kind of cool.
Yeah, that's my other house.
Nice. You're holding out on it.
You can switch houses with a push of a button.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Just like that.
I love what Natalie's done with the decor in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna be playing that thing right there later.
All right.
In my mind. In my
Who
mind.
wants to see Leon walk over there and play the piano? Raise your hand. Let's go. All right, Leon. We'll put you on the spot
Okay.
now.
Here
Let's
we
go.
go. Hold on. Let me make this work.
Not working.
Wow.
You know, Leon, when I was your age. Wait, how old are you? He left.
Hey, go.
I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing.
So,
Yeah, well,
He's being a magician.
I'm back.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So for all of the, well, I know Ed, he likes the ESPs and stuff, but for Steve and Leon, you guys prefer a particular type guitar, a brand guitar? Do you guys have favorites?
Larry, you're like an hour late. We already talked about that. But
Oh.
let's do it again. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Leon, give us the truncated version. You know what that means because you're a tech guy, right?
So yeah, right.
You like that?
So Larry, I think before you came on, I for a long time people would ask me how many guitars I had, and my answer was I don't know because I made it a point to not know. They all have stories, but just last week, apparently, I guess it was supposed to happen because of this conversation that was coming up, and I didn't know it at the time. But my wife literally made me take a walk through the house with her and count guitars. So we ended up counting bass guitars, acoustic guitars, electric guitars. We ended up at 30. So then the next day I traded an amp for another one. So it's 31. So I'm kind of a gear junkie. I was telling them I like to fix gear and whatnot. So sometimes I'll buy something used and partially broken and put it together and play with it for a while and then sell it and buy something else.
Nice.
As far as your question about the guitars, I have mostly probably recently been playing my Schecters probably more than anything else, but I like cheap guitars, so I will play pretty much anything. I haven't run into a guitar yet that I can't make play well and sound good to me. So I get people all the time and some guitar groups and stuff I'm on, they're like, well, is this guitar gig worthy? And I'm like, I haven't met one yet that isn't gig worthy. I put it together, make it play, and take it out there and play it. But I have been gravitating towards my Schecter Devil Custom and my Schecter S1 Elites, which I have 2 of those. So they're great guitars, and I got them super cheap and really didn't have to do a lot to them to get them working well and to get them playing well. So I have a few more expensive ones, but none that I've paid sticker price for. So
Right.
I'm a cheap guy. I like bargains all the time. Always looking.
If I may interject, hey Larry,
do,
yeah, even though ESP is my weapon of choice, I mean, I've got a really nice Fender Precision bass. It's an American-made 1976. It's a 4-string. It's a sweet bass. I'm like Leon. I mean, I'm willing to play. Just, if it's a good instrument, hey, why not?
Yeah.
I'm more of a 5-string guy, but just grabbing a hold of good old 4-string's fine too.
Yep.
And I gotta speak for Steve for a second. I think Steve will agree with me that the Schecters, that is one fine instrument. I mean, they look like they're well made. I mean, they sound sweet. Who knows? Maybe a Schecter bass is in the cards sometime. Who knows?
They make some nice basses, Ed. So
Yeah.
I'll help you shop.
Next to the body, right?
Yeah.
If you want it that way, yeah.
I love neck through the body, man. You get a tighter sound.
Hey, tell John Gannon, yes, I will take that Schecter right off your hands.
Anyone want it?
Stay on the line after the show, and I'll send you the address.
Hold it. I'm the host of the show. It can go on my wall. Let's go, John. Come on.
Hey, I answered it first. Nice.
Oh, look at that.
Is that a C1?
Yeah.
The Evil Twin.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, that's sweet. That's
I like
sweet.
that.
Hey,
But don't make me start parading my guitars out here.
yeah.
We'll be here all night.
For all the people watching, you guys have any question for any of these guys? If you do, just throw up a question and we'll try to get it answered.
Can I ask John Gannon what Schecter model do you have? Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't have one of those either.
I like that.
Dude.
Hey, Steven, how you doing,
Hello,
buddy?
Steven.
Hey, Judah.
Hey there.
What's up, Steve?
Judah.
Is Judah there?
Yeah, Judah. He said Judah's watching
Hey, I
too.
see the picture. Yeah. What's up? What's up, guys?
Hello,
love
Steven
those guys.
Lowmaster.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But anyway,
In my early days, when I started playing, I played this. A buddy of mine loaned me this. It looked like a Gibson SG bass. It wasn't a Gibson; it was an off-ramp. But I'll tell you what, it was a nice bass.
Yeah.
I always like the
Daniel.
SG shape. So
what's up, Daniel? What's up? Yeah.
Daniel O'Connor.
I've grown close to my Schecters. I got a Schecter Hellraiser. And,
Nice.
Yeah, I have one of those.
I had one.
the
but-
Floyd Rose.
Yeah.
No Floyds for me, thanks.
You don't like the Floyd Rose?
I don't. No, I've got one guitar, a Jackson RR1 V that's got a Floyd on it that was a gift to me. I'll keep that one probably till I die.
Yeah.
But I had played with them some back in the day, and first time I broke a string on stage with a Floyd and no backup, that was it for me. No more floating tremolos.
Yeah.
So I can work on them, but I can't change the string on a Floyd in 2 2.5 minutes like I can on a stop tail.
I do have a crazy story for you, actually. We played this event back in the summer, and we were in
We're
the.
not laughing at you. We'll tell you something in a second, Steve.
Oh man!
Hey,
No, finish what you're saying, Steve.
is that from Brian? Is that what you're laughing at, Larry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Not
let
1,000
Steve-
miles, but I've
let-
done that.
let Steve finish his story. Come on.
Sorry,
Right.
Steve.
That's all right. So yeah, we were doing this playing at this event, and like I said, I play with the Schecters with the whammy bars, and when you break a string, it's over.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, it's done.
everything's out of tune.
Yeah, it's just done. And we were right in the middle of one of the songs. Was getting ready to go into the solo, play my solo, and the string breaks. So quickly, I run off the stage, grab my backup guitar, and I'm getting ready to put it all together. And then Leon stops playing. I'm like, look at him like, why'd you stop? He broke a string too on the same.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Same
man.
stage, same gig. Yeah.
What's the
That's
chances
great.
of that happening?
Yeah.
I mean, I had never
It's
had that.
awkward.
Many bands I've been in the past, never have I had two guitar players break a string in the
That's
same.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that, Steve, but you were right. And that was the only time that's ever happened to me as well. So literally
Yeah,
right in the same
crazy.
song.
So I got to tell you guys this story right here. So we're meeting at the airport in Ohio, and I'm texting Larry and I'm calling him because we came in from 2 different flights.
Hey,
I'm
this
like, are
was
you here
one of
yet?
those-
Are you here yet?
Time out. This was one of those stories that was supposed to be like, hey, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
It doesn't work that way in Ohio, Larry.
Yeah, that's right. It's Ohio.
That's right.
Whatever happens in Ohio goes out to the world. That's why it's the
There you go.
heartland.
So that being said, he finally calls me, right? I'm sitting there waiting. He's like, dude, I'm here. I'm like, oh, where you at? Are you grabbing your guitars? He goes, dude, I got my guitars. I'm like, nah. So I thought he's pulling a prank on me. He's like, no, really? I'm like, whatever. So I meet up with him and he's like, he's got no guitars. I'm like, where's your guitars? He goes, I really forgot.
Wow.
Oh man.
That's pretty bad.
Wait, it gets worse. It was in Chicago, Larry, when we played in Chicago.
Yeah.
So after that, Bruce gives him a real nice guitar case at the venue where we're playing. And we're all packing up. We're all getting ready to leave. And I look over and there's that guitar case. Larry's already outside. I'm like, you got everything? Yep. I come walking out with that guitar case and he's like, oh my God.
You almost
He
forgot
was
that
going to
too.
leave the guitar case, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no 1,000 miles away and no airplanes involved. But I used to live. Oh, there we go. I used to live in Oakley, which is a suburb of Cincinnati, a little further south from where I live now. And the band I was playing with practiced in northern Kentucky. It was about almost an hour drive away. So, and we practiced a couple times a week. And yeah, I drove, all the way there, getting off of the exit and turned around. It just hit me all at once. I turned around, looked in the back seat of my car, forgot my guitar. I drove all the way to rehearsal and forgot the guitar. So fortunately we were friends and we decided to just turn it into a hangout night with no music. But I know that feeling, that sinking feeling, like, did I literally come down here to play music and not bring a guitar?
Well,
Leon, you could have saved it with an air guitar and a microphone. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the gig probably would have went better too.
Yeah.
Y'all see this one from Walter?
Well, we know the guitar would have sounded better anyways. the non-guitar.
You see Walter's comment on here? I have an American-made air guitar and bass guitar, new pickups and strings. Sounds good, bass.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
want to see a picture of those.
Right?
Here's my air guitar.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, that's nice.
Tell them about your drums, Jay. Jay,
It's a
tell them
drill
about
set.
your drums.
It's a
Tell them
drill
about
set.
your kit.
I'm kind of like an anti-musician in that regard. I'm not really super picky about anything that I play because I also
Nice.
golf every now and again.
My
And
man,
I'm like,
so do I.
you could put a really crappy driver in Tiger Woods' hands, and he could hit it so well, and you could put the best state-of-the-art driver in a hack's hands, and it'll shank it.
Mhm.
So I'm a big believer when it comes to instruments like that too. And normally, I mean, I do have certain preferences, but it's when it comes to brass on the drums, I'm sorry, but I'm really
That's symbols
kind
to
of
you lay
partial,
people.
really kind of partial to Zildjians. But then again, I mean, if you can really play it well, you're going to make it sound good regardless of, what
Yep.
brand or whatever
I
you're
agree.
playing. So I've never really been a purist on any instrument that I've played. I would say the closest I come to being a purist is when it comes down to a hi-hat. I think a hi-hat needs to be relatively flexible and not like you're banging on, a bar of gold or something like that. I think you need to be able to, have something that's flexible enough to be able to coax out different sounds and different tones. But yeah, other than that, you can
We're
set
trying to
anything
make
in
him a
front of
metal
me.
drummer.
Hey, Jason, I must say that was beautiful, bro. Come on, guys. Come on, y'all. Come on. Jason, heartfelt, bro. Beautiful.
No, that's not saying I'm like, you give me any instrument and I become
we know.
automatically like Tiger Woods when you put it in my hands.
No, don't backtrack now.
Yeah, right. You got
Oh,
us all
no.
convinced, bro. Leave it there. Just let
Yeah.
it go, man. I bought into it. Did everybody else buy into it? I'm good, man.
I'm the hack with the state-of-the-art driver.
Larry,
man.
you play the vintage guitars, right?
Uh-huh.
You never played in one of those. One of those, are they pretty nice? I mean, you pretty happy with the vintage guitars?
Yeah, I've got one that I found that I got from off the wall at one of the local music stores here, and then the other four I actually got from the pro shop, and the one that was off the wall isn't that bad. I mean, it plays really nice. But yeah, there's something to be said about getting something from the pro shop. It looks like the frets are a little bigger, and they're a little smoother. The necks definitely a lot nicer. They got that one. It does have the binding on it too. I love necks with bindings.
Yeah, I like that too. I don't own a vintage. I don't own any vintage, Larry, but I'm always looking for them. I see them all the time.
Yeah.
I'd like to own one. One of these days, we'll see if the wife don't kill me first.
Yeah. my favorite one though is this. This was a gift from my wife.
Nice.
Yeah, this is
No.
USA
Jackson.
SL2 soloist. Yeah, this one.
Yep.
This one was come out of the custom shop in San Dimas. Oh
Sweet.
my gosh, this thing is amazing.
Until you break a string.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
You know what the key takeaway from that, Leon?
What's that?
His wife bought that guitar for him.
You mean to go get the one my wife bought me? I've got two that my wife bought me. So
Okay.
she still supports me, but she doesn't like the fact that they take up space.
Yeah.
And they do.
Yeah.
Especially because I keep all mine in their cases. I keep a couple out that I play. I always keep one sitting next to my chair that I pick up and play regularly. But other than that, I store them in the cases. So the cases are stacked up, and
Yeah.
they do take up space.
Leon, I got a question for you.
Yeah, go, man.
Were you ever in the movie Harry Potter?
No. No.
With that hat and the beard, I think it's Harry Potter, isn't it? What's
All
his
right.
name?
You're thinking about Merlin from Lord of the
Merlin.
Rings?
Yeah, that's it. Lord of the Rings, bro.
Because I've been called that.
Were you in that movie?
Yes.
Gandalf.
I wasn't going to tell you, but yes.
Can I have your
Yeah,
autograph?
it's like
Inside
a
my
little
mind, I was in a
selection
bunch of movies.
There you go.
hat, like a little selection hat that they put on. What
It's
house is
'cause
it on?
Air that better.
Oh, that's great. No, I love
It looks kind of stretched when it gets up to the top.
No, it looks good.
So I had to pull it out because you guys all had your hats on. So
Yeah, Larry took his off again.
I know he's trying to be different.
He don't have to try very
Rochelle, you need a hat.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh,
hard. Yeah, Rochelle, come on.
oh.
Why? When you have beautiful hair like that, why would you want to put a hat on it?
True.
Hey, did you say you had a question for her?
You say a bag on it?
For Rochelle?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, my question. I said what my question was.
Oh, okay,
Was she married to you?
Oh, okay. That's what it was. We're not.
So there's a question from Walter B. What's your favorite head you use? This one, right here. The one under my hat.
This one
That's
right
my
here.
favorite one. So
It's the one that causes those problems.
Walter, I'm kind of the same way with amps. So I like to use different amps. I kind of go for my sound whenever I get an amp, but I've got numerous amps. I have to say my favorite is probably the first one I ever really bought, which is a 87 Blue Sparkle Ampeg SS140C that I run. I've got a custom 412 that I put together, custom wired, so that it runs at 90 watts a side, stereo, and a 412. And for a solid state amp, it's a sweet amp with lots of ground, lots of crunch. So I'll go with the Ampeg. So it's not what I play live though, but I'm too old to carry those heavy things around anymore.
What
I like
did
what
you use on your snare?
You see what
Okay.
Walter said? Do you know the sound of one hand clapping?
That's an
That's
Anthrax
beautiful.
song.
An Anthrax song?
Yeah,
I think it's
She did.
I was caught in a mosh. Talking to you is like clapping with one hand.
Sing it, baby.
What is it? Caught in a mosh.
Hey, Jason, what kind of head do you use on your snare?
It's a Remo
Is it a Remo?
Ambassador
Okay,
Emperor, I believe.
nice. Those
Right
Devon's
now-
hydraulic heads are nice
yeah,
too.
right now it is I think the model is beat to crap and needs to be replaced.
Nice.
Ah,
That's my
Yeah.
favorite kind.
that's
yeah,
it.
'cause you know it's been played good.
It definitely has some character, but you need to stretch it out a little bit more to really get some crisp sound out of it.
That's great.
Otherwise, it sounds like you're hitting an Oreo.
Is it
I
wrong?
love
I mean,
Oreos.
hey,
Mhm. Oreos.
if you hit it when it's in a glass of milk, come on.
I have some Oreos here, so
Yeah,
I'm
man.
going to go hit one when we're done here. And I'm going to go, now that's what he's talking about. Now I know.
Ah, I see, said the blind man.
To his deaf son as he picked up his hammer and saw.
I used to play roto sounds for my bass, but boy, those things are expensive.
Oh, anything for a bass.
Yeah, I like the Diodarios are really good. I've been
Yeah.
using them pretty exclusively. I used to use remember the Dean Markley Blue Steels? Remember them?
The Dean
I
Martin.
do.
Yeah.
I've used those.
Dean
Yeah,
Markley
I like them.
Blue Steels. Yeah,
I like them.
yeah. What's that,
I
Leon?
remember Dean
I said,
Martin.
yeah, I've used those on my basses before.
Yeah, they're good.
So
That's
Diakistos. Yeah, I like the Diodarios. They're pretty reliable.
it costs too much.
What is,
Nah, compared to some, not bad.
No, I mean bass strings in general, not
Oh,
necessarily
yeah, I
the
know.
Diodaros.
Yeah. I know.
So-
Yeah, you're right. That's
Being
what
a
I've never.
musician, in
You get what
general,
you pay
being a
for,
musician's
so.
expensive.
Right.
It is, unless you're cheap, unless you're a cheapskate like me.
No, you're not
It's not
cheap.
so
You're
bad.
not cheap. You're just thrifty.
Is there a
You're
difference?
frugal.
Isn't that the same thing?
Thrifty, frugal, whatever.
I like that.
Cheap.
Steve,
Steal that.
what kind of
Call it
string
what
do
it
you use?
is.
Cheap has
What kind of
has
string do you
multiple
use?
connotations. So
That's true, Jason. It does. Very good.
Steve, what kind of strings you use?
I use the Ernie Balls Super Slinkies.
That's it.
The bright
yeah.
pink packages, because
Yeah, he does.
Because your
I've had-
fingertips are really weak and it hurts. I get it. I'm there. I'm there with you,
my
bro.
fingers are delicate.
Is it wrong?
No.
Hey, so this is a true story. I get
it's all
all
fun and
spastic-
games until you chip a nail.
That's right. Which I did that today. Look, see that? See that?
Oh,
Right there.
Oh man!
No, you know what's funny? Listen,
Real.
I'll tell you guys. This is true and it's funny. I get asked all the time if my tattoos are fresh, like if I just got them right now, and I'm like, no, why? And they're like, well, they're so shiny, and I'm like, well, I'm a man, but I lotion up every day, which I do. I put lotion. I don't have very hairy arms, or I just, but I lotion my arms up because I like them to look good, and
Is
so
that
my hands are
before?
soft.
Is
Before
that
what?
Before or after the triactin?
Yes.
Right before the growth set.
I can't find the growth set.
it's next to the
Hey, Ray,
triactin.
if it's any compliment, your effort pays off, man. They look great.
Thank you, Jason. See that? See that?
It's good.
I'll send you to my
Keep the
tattoo
co-
guy. He'll hook you up,
Hey.
Jason.
Keep the colors
Hey, Ray.
flesh.
Hey,
Yeah,
Ray,
yeah.
you were talking previously about recording and stuff. Our last CD, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Ron Pease. He's the guy that recorded our last CD at Rephrase Studio. I've had the pleasure of working with him a few times. He always does an excellent job. And these guys kind of, I recommended when we were contemplating where to record last time, I threw Ron's name in the mix, and it seems like everybody was really, really happy with him. And
Yeah, Ron's a great guy.
I definitely look forward to working with him again myself. But
yeah, we're going
And he
back.
and he did the Christmas music mix.
yeah,
as
that
well.
Christmas,
We
that
all
Christmas song.
Yeah, I
kinda-
love that. Yeah.
We
I mean, great
recorded
guy.
those- yeah, we
Oh, go
didn't
ahead, Jay.
act-
Go ahead.
do all that stuff live. We recorded it separately,
Mhm.
and he took the tracks and just worked his magic. And there you
Love
go.
it.
And he'll burn you CD. Say, hey, take it home, listen to it. Anything you don't like, let me know. I'll make it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to take that stuff away from me because as far as I'm considered, it's never finished. It's never finished. I've got. Yeah, I mean, it's like you said. We were talking earlier about being your own worst critic.
Yeah.
And then, especially after you listen to something a couple thousand times and you go, hey, I should do this a little different. I was thinking,
Right.
let me pull that back up and do another mix on that. Hey, let me do one more track
You-
on that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can pick it apart, right?
You know what's funny about that is George Ochoa. He sent me this little video clip of like this weird scientist guy that says, "You're the guy that'll hear a song rough mix for like a month and you get married to it, and then when the producer sends you a real good mix, you're like, I hate it." So I get he send me the rough tracks, rough mixes, and I'm like, I'm listening to it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really digging it. Then he'll send me another mix with where it's completely produced, and him and Dino did stuff on it. I'm like, dude, the song sucks now. I like the original version, but in all actuality, it's better. But your mind messes with you. You get used to listening to something a certain way, and then when you hear it different, it sounds wrong.
Yeah, agreed.
I think that's really the benefit of having somebody from the outside that you trust.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
you know, when you
Fresh
write
pair of ears.
something, you just hear it a certain way, and your
Mhm.
mind tends to like place that on top of whatever comes out of the studio. So I think
Yeah.
it's really helpful to be able to just find somebody that you can trust
Yeah.
to say this is what it should sound like, regardless of what your ears are telling you.
Yeah, man. And you know what's funny is George will say, "Hey, man, Dino's got several awards under him and sold several million records. What do you got?" I'm like,
I got this
ears.
hat.
I got this rough mix.
I got this beautiful hat that I got from Jason. I got the rough mix.
We're ready to go.
I mean, not Jason. I didn't get it from Jason. I got it from Adrian. Don't tell Adrian I called him Jason.
He won't know. He can't hear us.
Oh, that's true.
He stepped away to get some coffee.
There you go.
Because we put him to sleep.
Guys, I'm really loving talking with you guys, man, but we got to end up calling it a minute here anyways. But one last question is, I like to ask certain people this question, and you guys are that group of people that I want to ask, because you'll see why I asked this. But all the cool things we talked about, all the fun we had, all the laughing, all the joking, and thank you to everybody who chimed in and with their questions and everything. But is there anything that I did not ask you that you wished I would have asked you? Any of you guys? Not you, Larry. Nothing. Crickets. I hear.
But hypothetically, Larry, what could he have asked you that he didn't?
What would you have asked me, Larry?
Just go around the horn. Everybody ask Larry something.
Yeah, there you go.
Where did you get
Take
that
off your
hat?
hat?
You what?
Why did you take off your hat when you otherwise could have left it on?
Lice. Sorry.
It felt unbalanced.
It's very, very hot in this room.
Is it?
That's because you're
You know what-
sitting there.
But you kept your bandana, so
Why do you think I dropped the towel, Larry?
Oh,
Can you guys think of any questions?
Oh,
Other than check us out on Facebook,
There you
Spotify, music platforms. We're under Rocks Records.
Buy physical media.
Yes.
Buy
Request-
physical media.
Go to your local radio station, radio podcast, and request our music to be played. Request the new Christmas song to everybody who
Yeah.
makes Christmas music. Get it out there. Get it played. We want this song to top Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer, you know.
yeah, it'll be right there with the Mariah Carey one. You know,
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
I think
nice.
Jason's more after Mariah Carey topping that. So
Yeah.
There you
she's
go.
my target.
and Mariah Carey.
Mariah's your target? Aren't you married?
No, I mean like to dethrone the all I want for Christmas is you. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear an angry Scotsman just going after Christmas hard.
I was kind of hoping maybe we could get Mariah to guest on a track, maybe.
Imagine.
Oh, there
that,
you go.
man.
Jason can hit that high note. Hit that note, Jason. Let's hit that high note like Mariah.
Come on,
Hey,
Jason.
watch. Here it goes.
Do it. Oh man, all my windows are breaking.
Oh,
I'm in the presence of greatness.
no.
Yeah.
I think I may have went hypersonic and you guys weren't able to hear that. So
No.
Hey, knock
either
it
that
off.
or I accidentally hit the mute button. One of the two.
Yeah, you woke my dogs
Either
up.
way, it was
There you
pretty
That's good, Larry.
Woke my dogs up.
you know what's really funny, Larry, is on the block of things, you're right next to Jason, and when you looked over to your dogs, it looked like you were looking at Jason going, knock it off.
Yeah,
Don't
I
ever
got the
do
same
that
configuration.
again.
Oh man. Well, listen,
Oh, yeah.
guys, man. You want to say something? Who's talking?
Check out the website too, weaponsofgodmusic.com.
Oh, hold on. The website has been changed to weaponsofgod.com now.
Oh,
My bad. My apologies. I hadn't got with you
We
guys
dropped-
yet.
It's still under construction.
It's still under
dropping
construction.
2 syllables.
Yes.
Well, thanks for letting us
what was the
know.
purpose for that?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's a good
He's
thing.
just trying to make me look bad, Ray. That's it. He just did that to dispute what I just said. So
It's Brett.
it's a nice way of saying shut up.
I take
Okay.
it this is an ongoing feud.
Yeah, that was Steve telling me to knock it off.
Hey, Rochelle, you need to tell these guys to tighten up, okay? Hey, but listen, guys, I really enjoyed having you guys on here, man, and just
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
was
Good
Thanks.
time.
tonight
Yeah,
was
great
really
time.
what I love to do. You know, I love to get on here and I love to talk music, and then I love to talk backstories. I like to talk smack, have fun. Thank you to everybody else who joined us all in. I'm kind of hitting all these comments real quick, but guys, thanks for joining me on Is It Live? Is it live? Is it wrong that I can't remember the
Is
name
it
of my
live?
show? Is it
Is it-
wrong? Live. Let's try that again. Let me rewind it. Yes. Hey guys, thank you for joining us on Is It Wrong Live tonight with Weapons of God and Rochelle. Thanks for being on here with us as well. Their manager, from what I hear. Larry, as always, my brother. Great to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in, Larry.
Come on,
Thank you, Larry. Thank you,
everyone
Ray.
else, man.
Really
Just-
appreciate you having us on.
Yeah,
Man,
good
it was,
times, man.
it was great, man. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Laughing's one of my favorite things, and I've had some good laughs, and I've enjoyed it. So thanks.
Yeah,
Very
you
cool.
know, I'll say one last thing. I've had some people tell me like most of my podcasts are recorded, and then I edit them. Dave Cruz is actually my editor, and we throw a bunch of funny clips in there. And I've had some people
Good
say,
dude.
I don't like that, but you know what? My podcast is geared towards laughter and a good time, and also information. Right? We want to know stuff, but I like the biggest thing that I market myself on is that we're going to have a conversation, because I'm sure you guys have been on podcasts before and you asked always the same songs, and it's kind of like, oh, well, you got to ask some of the same songs, right? But I wanted to get to know Jason and Ed and Leon and Steve and Rochelle, and this is part of why I do this, because for everyone who was on as well, they got to see a side of you guys that maybe they don't, and we cut up, we have a good time. We all love Jesus, man. And
Amen.
we just have a good time, man. But guys, hang in there for a second. I'm going to just take us out. But again, man, thank you for watching. And remember to like and subscribe, and go check out these guys' websites, their Facebook, their Instagram, their music page, and just keep in touch. And we'll see you guys again. Until then, is it wrong?